Hi, I'm Razmik. I've been involved in sales for over 30 years. I've been a certified high ticket closer for over 3 years, and I've been a certified high ticket coach for over 2 years. And in this time, I've trained, I've helped, I've mentored, I've guided, consulted hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals looking to transition from a career that was not fulfilling into something more in tune with who they are. Especially with today's situation, that is even more important. Now, what often happens is that individuals transition into closing, coming from a background of sales. And they bring the old baggage with them, and when they're done their training, their understanding is that the close is when the transaction is consummated with the prospect becoming a client. And coming from a place of traditional sales, they have a tendency of pushing the product, pushing the customer, pushing the sale sooner than the prospect is ready, and get frustrated in the process because the signals they get are colored by their expectation that the customer is going to buy, and never happens. So let me just give you a different perspective on what a close is and how that eliminates most of the resistance from the prospect. How it helps you become a partner in their success instead of you trying to sell them something they're not ready to buy. Today's clients are very sophisticated. They have all the information at their hands, and they have all sorts of choices without having to leave their house. So what's going to set you apart from them? Well, one of the ways you can do that is looking at a close differently. Now, my definition of a close is a concrete engagement that leads towards a close. And to me, the ultimate close is the culmination of 1,000 little closes. Similar to climbing a mountain, a guide takes you from base camp all the way up, and you do it in steps, and you go as far as you can up the mountain. And when you're no longer capable of moving, then you take a break, then you continue. The close is similar to that. And that has a number of advantages. Number one, it creates familiarity and trust with the prospect, between the prospect and you. It allows you to not be attached to the sale, but attached to the prospect's end result. Now, the danger with that approach, because we're trained to close the sale on that interaction, and if not, it's forgotten. The danger with that approach is that now you have to have some kind of a follow-up routine, and we can address that if you need some help there. But look at a close in the following sense. A close never happens if the prospect doesn't take a first step in the direction of their objective. So your goal as a closer is to get the prospect that you have in front of you to move one step towards their objective. But that is not your goal. Your goal is to bring the prospect all the way to the end as fast as possible so that you can help them change their life and you obviously make money. So here is a formula that I've developed that creates enormous trust and gets me to a point where I don't even have to sell the customer. The customer, notice I'm not using prospect, because I've decided that they're my customer, or I've decided that they're not qualified to be my customer. So I don't deal with prospects. I deal with future customers. The customer follows up with me, or when we come into an appointment, a follow-up appointment, the customer tells me, hey, listen, we talked about a $5,000 package. Actually, I want to go for a $15,000 package. Or the customer calls me or texts me telling me that, hey, I'm in the meeting, I'm waiting for you. And they're early. So that's the type of interaction this approach will get you. Now, the mindset is the following. A close is a journey of 1,000 steps, and the final close is the destination. Your goal as a closer is to get the prospect in such a way that they're trusting you to embark on that journey, and you have them take the first step. Now, when they're taking that first step, now what you want to do is you want to have them, allow them to proceed as far as they're willing to go. 1 commitment, 2 commitments, 3, 10, 20 mini closes. And here's where the closing comes in. You get them to commit to one more step than they're comfortable in taking today. If you can do that, that means that you've set up a relationship of trust. They've decided to follow you along the journey, and you've brought them to a point where you've challenged them to go a little further than they want. And then next time you show up, you hold them accountable for the interactions that they have. And by doing that, you don't take on the hat or the role of have the perception in your prospect's mind that you're there to sell them something they're not ready to buy, but you're guiding them and you're partnering with them along their journey towards their success, realizing their project. That's the trick. The close is not the close. The close is the first step towards the close. Put your comments down below. Do you agree with this approach? What are the challenges you've had if you tried this approach? At the beginning, when I started this, there was a challenge between getting the prospect to trust me by not being attached, but also coming to a point where it sounded like indifference on my end, where I didn't care whether they bought from me or not. So there's challenges and there's growth and their mindset that needs to be adjusted. And these are elements that need to be worked on possibly with you. And if that's the case, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you along this journey of growth as a transitioning salesperson into a closer, into a high-ticket closer, where you are not pushing sales, but you are pulling customers towards you. I promise. If you put this into application, you'll experience what I have, where prospects run after you, expect you, are waiting for you in the follow-up call instead of ghosting you. I wish you lots of success. Have a productive day and create a better future for yourself and those around you.